We've got an earnings alert on Tesla. The stock is surging, hitting after-hours highs after reporting a surprise profit for the quarter.
Going on, guys? It's Jordan from Just Tesla, and today we're going to be talking about the Tesla earnings call. So first of all, I just want to say thank you on the last video. You smashed the like button. I really do appreciate it. Maybe we could try and stretch the 50 to 60 this time. It seems to work with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go through the Tesla earnings call and do my reaction to it. I'm going to keep the business side of it as minimal as possible and just try and talk about maybe the new gigafactory. I'll do a little bit on Elon's rant. I do have my opinions on what he said. I feel like the UK Tesla fans have a different opinion from a lot of the US Tesla fans. So yeah, I'm going to give my opinion on that, and I'll play some of the Elon Musk rant as well. Yeah, let's just jump right into this, man.
Q1 ended up being a strong quarter despite many challenges in the final few weeks. This is the first time we've achieved positive GAAP net income in a seasonally weak first quarter.
Okay, so just talking about the financials quickly, Tesla managed to outperform. They did really well on the financials. You can tell by the fact the stock price is going through the roof again, even with a little downturn in the market right now. So Tesla are performing at the moment, but it's Q2 that will be the most impacted. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in Q2. And that's pretty much what I want to cover on the figures and financials and all that sort of stuff on the company. They outperformed, so well done, Tesla.
When are you going to be right? I mean, in other words, like, even if you're right on the fundamentals, even if you're right on the trajectory, doesn't matter if people keep buying the stock, which is what has continued to happen. I mean, you've been shouting this from the rooftops for a while now, right? Your case on Tesla. And yes, the stock has taken some occasional hits.
Even with all the challenges, we achieved a 20% automotive gross margin, excluding regulatory credits, while ramping two major products.
So then Elon talks about the full self-driving and what they've rolled out so far, which is really exciting to hear, because he's basically saying that the system is much more capable of what it is currently doing, and the only reason they're releasing these certain things in these certain stages is because they feel like the driver input might help the software develop even better. So what the car is capable of is there's more functionality available in the car. They've just not released it yet, and it is going to be so exciting as this slowly gets released out to us and we get to experience it, because I know for a fact after the last update, I've got the standard autopilot in the car. It's so much better already. It's just so cool to hear that they're only releasing small amounts of it, which is just baffling to me. So it's got more to give, and Elon's just confirmed that. And just on the full self-driving figures as well, they're collecting data from 1 million intersections a month. That's what he's quoted. And soon they will be collecting data from 1 billion intersections a month. And I think for us as Tesla drivers, we need to understand how far ahead Tesla are on the game, because they have so many people driving systems that are collecting data every single day. And I think this might be why my experience when I first tried the autopilot wasn't that great. And now it seems to have got so much better. And I think it's just because the rollout of Model 3s in the UK has been so widespread in these past few months that it's just collecting more and more and more data. And I really do genuinely feel like the car is learning so quickly because it has a huge fleet now in the UK. And I've definitely noticed an improvement already. And I think that's why there was a disparity between, I was getting some reports from people in America like, oh my God, autopilot is this amazing, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't really see it, but I'm starting to come around to that now. I'm starting to actually think, yeah, it is. I'm starting to use the autopilot system a lot more. And maybe it just takes time. Like, you know, we've been so used to manual driving for so long that maybe it just takes time to get used to going into autopilot. But yeah, it's definitely getting better. And as Elon's just confirmed, the amount of data they're getting is just insane.
We are collecting data from over 1 million intersections every month at this point. This number will grow exponentially as more people get the update and as more people start driving again. Soon we will be collecting data from over 1 billion intersections per month. It will be possible to do a drive from your home to your office most of the time with no interventions by the end of the year.
This is a huge thing for me, which I love the sound of, that you can drive from your home to your office with no intervention. That is what I need. That is exactly what I need. It's full journeys with no intervention. As soon as it's able to do that, that is when I will buy full self-driving. And that's the sort of thing, when someone says to me, full self-driving, that's what I expect. And I know it's like, yeah, but the technology is amazing. Yes, the technology is that amazing, but full self-driving is full self-driving. The car should be able to drive itself. That's what I see. So I'm excited for the fact that Elon's talking about this. That's supposed to happen by the end of this year. I don't know if it's going to happen in the UK, but you know, it's super exciting for us.
We increased the range of Model S and X yet again, this time to 391 miles for Model S and 351 miles for Model X. So the real Model S range is 400 miles.
400 mile Model S. I mean, it's just baffling. 250 miles in the Model 3 is more than enough in the UK, but if I was on long journeys, 400 mile range Model S, it's just crazy. It is so crazy. It's baffling. I mean, anyone who lives in the UK, we all know, like 400 miles gets us anywhere. Like I live bang in the centre of the UK, right in the Midlands, and 400 miles gets me to any corner. It's like, I'm not driving more than 500 miles without stopping anyway. 400 miles, wow. And they're going to keep pushing it. So what does that mean? 420 miles, 430 miles? Are we going to see a 500 mile car? And it's just, I think the rate of which that the range is going up is a lot faster than people expected. It is for me, like the range is just getting longer and longer and longer. And it makes you realize that a 500 mile range in a cybertruck is not that impossible. The battery's going to be bigger anyway. So it doesn't sound so ridiculous now. 400 miles, 500 miles. The Roadster, more aerodynamic, that's supposed to be doing over 600 miles. And it's like, it doesn't seem ridiculous when you've got a 400 mile Model S. Anyone who's been in a Model S knows how big it is. It's such a chunky car. And the fact that it can do 400 miles is insane. And the fact that they just keep improving is so amazing. And it's just great to hear that that is one of their focuses, just to keep advancing that further and further and further, because unfortunately for some people, until we're doing 500-600 miles, people won't adopt EVs. Some people won't. But 400 miles is just excessive at this point.
For Model Y, we introduced the revolutionary two-piece rear underbody casting that we're going to be making a single-piece casting later this year, meaning like essentially the rear third of the body is cast as a single piece, which is no casting of this size of complexity has ever been done before. In fact, there isn't even anything that is on par with the two-piece casting for the Model Y. So we're really pushing the envelope on vehicle structural engineering and manufacturing.
So this is why I love Tesla, is because they already are super advanced with the Model Y. It's already, most car companies, once they've got exactly how they do the car, exactly how they do the body, they've got the production line set up, they can't just change something. They can't just flex. They can't say, right, okay, no, we're going to change how we cast the body. Like, that's crazy. And the fact that they're pushing the envelope, as Elon says, to be able to do that and make it into a one-piece casting is just baffling. It's so crazy. It's so far ahead and so forward-thinking over other car companies. And it just shows the flexibility of the gigafactory. Like, it's just mind-blowing that they can do this and they can then put this into production and speed the production line up. It's wild.
We also, for Model Y, we also introduced a revolutionary new heat pump, which allows the car to have a higher range. So the Model Y has remarkable range, on par with, in fact, slightly better than, I guess, the Model 3. And just despite being a bigger car that weighs more. And this is, the heat pump is a key contributor to that. It is especially excellent at low temperature driving. And the feedback we're getting from customers who have received the Model Y thus far has been universally positive. We're confident this product will be our best-selling product.
So whilst on Model Y, they plan on introducing a new heat pump to the car. Again, something other car companies would struggle to replace a part that easily. But that's to improve the range. So the Model Y is going to have a better range. So, I mean, it's already quite impressive. So what are we going to see? A 350-mile range Model Y similar to the Model 3? Is it going to be higher than the Model 3? So yeah, crazy, absolutely amazing. And they're at full capacity for the Model Y production at Shanghai, which is just crazy as well. We're talking about not too long ago, a factory which was just a dirt field is now producing cars at unbelievable speed. And I completely agree with Elon with the fact that the Model Y will be one of their best selling products, especially when it gets to the EU, the UK, Europe. Like, we don't like massive SUVs. I like the Model X, but we don't like them that big. Like, the crossover SUV market is dominated in Europe. Like, that's where it's based, like, best for. It's massive in the UK. Nissan Qashqai, like, it's so big of a market in the UK. So when they get over here and they get in the EU, they are going to be selling like hotcake. It's going to be crazy.
I think we will offer full self-driving as a subscription service, but it will be probably towards the end of this year.
So full self-driving is going to be on a subscription basis soon. By the end of the year, you'll be able to purchase it on a subscription basis. And that for me muddies the water even more, because now I really don't know if I want to buy full self-driving or not. Would you need to purchase full self-driving to be part of the Robo taxi fleet? Now, I know the initial thought is that you would, but would you? Because if Tesla is earning income from your car being on the fleet as well, then why wouldn't they want to have the biggest expansion of the fleet as possible? So it's really hard decision for me. That just makes the decision even harder. So yeah, I don't know what to do about the full self-driving purchase still. I'm still undecided, but there you go. They're going to bring a subscription service. It is confirmed. Elon has confirmed it.
We are making rapid progress on lowering the production cost in China, and we're actually excited to announce on this call that we will be reducing the price of the standard range Model 3 basically tomorrow China time. So the day after tomorrow California time, but tomorrow China time. And that'll be a price below the subsidy limit.
So congratulations if you live in China. They are reducing the standard range Model 3. So yeah, it makes me feel like if they can reduce the cost in China, it's probably going to happen across the board eventually. We probably will eventually in the UK see a cheap standard range Model 3 as opposed to the standard range plus, which is, when you compare it to the US, is a lot more expensive. In the US you can get this a lot cheaper, like substantially cheaper. So but I think we'll eventually see those cars reach in the UK, and then I mean mass adoption in the UK is going to happen. Like, this car's brilliant. If I was offered it £10,000 cheaper just because it didn't have premium interior and worse speakers, I would have taken it, because I'm a cheapskate like that.
The Tesla is the only car that you can literally order it in less than 5 minutes on your phone. You can order a car and have it delivered to your doorstep with all the paperwork and everything done. For most people, they would rather go to the dentist than buy a new car.
Purchasing a Model 3 for me was a really lovely experience. When I was at the dealership, the collection center, it was nothing like I'd experienced before. I've been to car dealerships. They try and sell you every single thing under the sun. You're there for hours. It's the worst thing. It took about 15 minutes to collect the car. It was the best experience ever. They didn't try and sell me anything. No paint protection, no gap insurance, none of that. And it was a lovely experience. And the fact that Tesla are now thinking that they've advanced that even more to the point where you can click an order is amazing. And I'm hoping by the time our next Tesla comes, probably the Cybertruck or the Model Y, that I can just go on the phone, finish the payment off, and it's delivered to the front door or something. That's what I'm hoping for. It's Amazon Prime way of purchasing cars, which is crazy. And but that's what I want. That's the sort of generation I'm from. That's how I want it. I want it nice and easy.
We don't want to preempt a battery day. We want to leave the exciting news for that day. But there will be a lot of exciting news to tell, and I think it'll be one of the most exciting days in Tesla's history. And we're just trying to figure out the right timing for that. We think probably the right timing will be probably the third week of May,
So just on battery day, it sounds like they're going to have some good stuff to announce. It's going to be exciting. They've probably got something in the bag that they want to announce. They're improving the battery density. I think they're going to announce something kind of groundbreaking, which is going to be. I'm really excited for battery day. I can't wait to hear what they've got to say.
I think we will announce the next giga possibly as soon as a month.
Wow. So the new gigafactory is going to be announced this year at some point. Did he say this? I think he said this month. Yeah, this month or within a month or 3 months. I mean, the thing is with the company is if they announce the gigafactory, it's happening. The fact that we've seen the way they handled it in China, it's if they announce it, it's happening. It's going to happen. It's going to happen quick. And it's going to add on to the vehicle production very, very quickly. And there'll be a sharp increase of the vehicles being produced, which for me is just exciting as a buyer because the less vehicles they are, the less we see in the UK. The more they've got, the more we're going to start seeing them spread around the world. And for me, that's great because I want right-hand drive, cybertrucks, roadsters, Model 3s, Model S, Model X's, Model Y's. I want them being produced because if they get produced, it means the chances of getting them over here is better. We're going to see higher numbers, higher volumes, means that we get to receive the cars quicker. And I'm just excited for that. What a great place to build the Cybertruck in Texas. And so I'm excited for it. Get that Cybertruck bloody built and get it over here, man. I want it as soon as possible.
I'll also add that our gigas have gotten bigger.
Yes.
And
arguably we start being called Terra.
The Terra Factory. Ooh, Terra. Just a bit more aggressive, innit? The Terra Factory. I think he used the word several more in the next 5 years. I mean, that's just crazy. And the thing is possible. What is Tesla going to be in 5 years? And wow.
Personally, extremely excited to build a kick-ass HVAC system that also has, sort of hospital-grade particle filtration. Basically, HEPA filtration that filters out. And then if you're condensing water, like why not also have it be a water source? If you have water, you possibly could then heat the water and have.
So really exciting stuff to hear about basically a full-on off-the-grid home system. They would have the Tesla Solar, they'd have the Powerwall, and then they'd have the HVAC system. And it's just like your house is sorted. They're talking about heating, aircon, filtering the air. Like it would be sorted. You'd be fine. Okay, get ready for the Elon rant. And I saw some comment sections on Twitter saying that was hardly a rant. He was just making a comment. We're talking about a company's earnings call. We're not talking about Elon's Twitter account. That this is an earnings call. People have personal money invested in this. Companies have hundreds of millions invested in this. This is a earnings call, and I personally think let's just listen to it.
The extension of the shelter in place, or frankly, I would call it forcibly imprisoning people in their homes. Against all their constitutional rights, that's my opinion, and breaking people's freedoms in ways that are horrible and wrong, and not why people came to America or built this country. What the fuck? Excuse me. People, outrage, it's outrage. But it will cause great harm, not just to Tesla, but to many companies. And while Tesla will weather the storm, there are many small companies that will not. And all of everything people have worked for their whole life is being destroyed in real time. And we're going to have many suppliers, and are having many suppliers that are having super hard times, especially the small ones. And it's causing a lot of strife to a lot of people. Is it right to infringe upon people's rights, as what is happening right now? I think the people are going to be very angry about this, and are very angry. It's like if somebody wants to stay in their house, that's great. They should be allowed to stay in their house, and they should not be compelled to leave. But to say that they cannot leave their house, and they will be arrested if they do, this is This is fascist. This is not democratic. This is not freedom. Give people back their goddamn freedom.
I'm seeing a lot of people back Elon up, and I personally think it's just kind of like a blind faith in what he says. And whilst I agree with nearly everything he says, I do think he's a genius and a pioneer. On this occasion, we're talking about medical experts and their opinions, and I would prefer to follow the medical consensus, what medical scientists and the people in the field, what they say, what science is saying, that's who I'm going to follow. About this in the past, and he said, if I ever, he shared a very famous quote, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but if my opinion ever goes against science, choose science. And that's personally what I do. I where I can, I'll choose science, especially if there is a large consensus of extremely intelligent people in specifically that field. That's who I'm going to follow, and that's who I'm following on this one. Whereas I think over here, it's my rights may be being infringed, and it may be a hindrance to me and my business and my family, but overall for the mass of people this will be better, and that's what the science is saying, and that's sort of what we're following.
So I think we could see robotaxis in operation with a network fleet next year. Not in all markets, but in some.
So some really exciting stuff about the Robo taxi. I'm excited to see that go up. I think it will smash it. I think it will be a massive boost for the company. I mean, if Uber can't get on the same level that Tesla are going to be doing, then they're going to go out of business. So the simple fact is that Tesla are going to take a huge market share. It's going to be cheaper to run the Robo taxis. I'm excited for it. I want to get that car working for me and earning me money, so I'll be doing it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, you've been great. I want to do a massive thank you to Lewis, who used our referral code to order a Tesla. Thank you so much. You're amazing.